Hi, welcome to web design video. This is a list of suggestions how you should use this video. The notes for this video can be found here at this URL, and it is loaded here. Okay, and this is where we stopped. Let me clean up the notes a little bit. I think this is still valid for my next one, so I'm going to keep that. And I'm going to delete everything here. Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to do this. Okay, the lorem ipsum dummy tags for the content. Okay, and obviously we did not we cannot use image for that. We have to actually do the tags. So we have to divide this into two columns, 6 and 6. Okay, which is this. That's pretty easy to do. Okay, and since we are going to put content inside, we are not going to put image, and I'm going to just show you how to check if what we did is correct. All right, so come over here, go back to source code, and we finish the navigation. So I can close it if I want to. I can close the header if I want to, and then we go to main. Okay, so that is the main. Container, and let's do one row. Okay. Oh, before I move on, just want to remind everybody that if you want to do things like Facebook or Facebook logo or Google Calendar logo, you have to look for the latest. Okay, the example what I use is not the latest, and if you use it, you probably get into trouble. Okay, but I'm just doing examples so I can use the old images. But Facebook and Google always change their logos. Go to their website, look for the latest. Okay, they should have like brand logos for everybody to download. Okay, so we have one row, and then we have two columns. So if we just put something inside to show that it works, let's say we put A and then we put B here, Control S to save, we should be able to see A and B here. Okay, once you have content, you can start doing stuff. Okay, and when you do this, let's say this is your content that is supposed to be here. You have to put in some color there, right? Or else, that is not going to work. So the color will help you to actually see it, and all that. So let's say we want to put the color as the background color. So that is obviously main container. So we go to style.css and say for main container, main is semantic tag, and container is class. All right, class by Bootstrap. So we say we want a background color is, let's say we use the same one. Then you will see that, hey, there's some color here that is going to work. Okay, and obviously that is not the correct position, and you want it to be aligned properly and all that. So obviously if you zoom in, This will be 15 pixels. If you use ruler to measure, padding top is 15 pixels. Trust me, I use my ruler. Okay, if you want, you can use your ruler to test. Padding bottom is 15 pixels. All right, and then padding left is 30 because we expanded the container. Padding right is 30. Okay. Of course, there's a shortcut for that, but let's just do padding. Padding top is 15. Padding bottom is 15. So immediately you see that, they start to expand. And then padding left is 30. Padding right is 30. Okay, so now they are in the correct position. If you really want to check the content area, one trick you can do is instead of this background, you use a different color. Let's say black or white. Okay, let's say white. So they will, give you the whole thing, what it looks like. Oh, sorry, that is not the content area. That is the whole area of the container. But I mean, I'm just showing a trick, what things you can do to actually just make sure that this is what you selected. Okay, that will work. All right, so I don't need a trick. Let's move on. Okay, so we have a content, but if you look at this is here, this is actually a table, right? So go back here. So this is a table, actually two tables. These are two tables, and these are two tables. A is two table, B is two table. So so I'm going to create a really simple table for A, and I'm going to repeat it. Okay. Table. And in Bootstrap, they give you a lot of classes for table. So I'm just going to pick one of the classes. One is called a table. One is called no border. Okay. And inside the table, we are going to have t-head. I'm sure you know what t-head is. Inside t-head, we have one row. And then that we have th. And let's call this welcome. And then inside below th we have the t-body. And then we have the tr and td, of course. So later we are going to put in the content. If you save this, come over here, you're going to have that. Okay, we're going to change the color later, obviously, but right now we have to play with color changes and all that, but right now this is what you have. Okay, and they will roll. So the row from 2 to 1 is really nice. So let's put in some content first. Okay. All right, we need some content, but let's repeat the table first. So your first table works. So let's add a BR below. And this is your second table. And your second table is called service opportunity and then latest news and who we are. Okay. So the second one is called service opportunities. Come over here. that will work. And then we have to repeat this two table on the right side and change the title. So this is the table here. Control C to copy, repeat the B, replace the B on the right side. Control V to paste. And instead of welcome, you have latest news. And then instead of service opportunities, you have who we are. All right, that looks good. So we need to put in some lorem ipsum. Okay. Let's go and find the lorem ipsum from the dummy text generator. So Control C to copy a paragraph. Replace the first content. Copy the second paragraph. Replace the second content. Control V to paste. Control C to copy. Control V to paste. Control C to copy. Control V to paste. Control S to save. Come back here. Reload. Okay, looks pretty good, except that the color is wrong. So let's fix the color. All right, let's. Okay, I'm going to do some copy and pasting because the video is getting really too long and I don't want to go on forever. So let's talk about this. Okay, so I want to change the heading. So that is any table inside the table, any T body immediately, any TR, any TH. I'm going to change the color. I'm going to add text, drop shadow. I'm going to change the font size. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So we come over here. Instead of typing, I'm just going to copy. All right, I'm going to change the heading. Oh, wait, first I have to change the table color first. Okay, I'm going to change the table color to something else. Control S to save. You can type it in if you want to, but I'm just going to copy. Just the video is getting too long. Hey, that looks good. Technically, you can just change the table color and call it a day. Okay, but yeah, that would be so boring. I want to look, slightly better. So instead of just using this, I start to deviate a little bit. The next is I want to change the header. Change the background color of the header. Add a text shadow, change the font size, add padding top and bottom, make the header bigger. Reload. Hey, I fixed the header. The next thing I want to do is I want to the content. All right, there's a trick to do the odd content, and so table, T body, TR or odd, and TR even lines. Okay, I can do that. So a little bit trick that I play with. So you say that the odd lines and the even lines have different color. Control S to save. So odd lines, this color, even lines, slightly different color. And I use the color picker in Dreamweaver to change that. Come back here. All right, that looks pretty decent. Doesn't really affect much, but that works. If I start adding lines, you will see the difference, okay? Finally, I say I want no border here. So I say I want border width is 0. Come back here, no border width. No border width. There's a gap here, but no border width, okay? So what this guy does is say TRTD no border, okay? All right, looks pretty good. So let's finish the last bit. Okay, last bit is the one below, and they roll, right? They change according to the screen resolution from 2 to 1. Okay, and finally we want to do the footer. Okay, footer is the same thing, right? If you look at the footer here, sorry, I finished the main, so let me collapse the main. So let's go back to the footer here. If you look at the design, footer is two columns, right? 1 and 2, so it's 6 and 6. Okay, so let's quickly do that. Technically, I can copy the things from the top, but that's what I should do. But since I started typing, we just finish. All right, 2 columns. First row, first column, and the second column. Okay, same thing. I'm going to test it out. Let's put A here. Let's put a B here. Come back here and did I save? Yeah, I saved. Okay, it's here, right? So let's do the same thing. Fill in the color and all the good stuff. Okay. So that is obviously footer container. Sorry. Space container. You need to measure the padding top, padding bottom. Okay. I actually measured here. Use the ruler to measure. Padding top is some weird 14 pixels. Padding bottom is some weird 17 pixels. Okay, I did some weird drawing there. So it's 14 and 17. Okay, and then left and right is 30. Okay. Control S to save. Come by here, reload. All right, and then 30 and 30. Left and right. Okay, but we need some background color. The famous. Control S to save, reload. Okay, that looks good, but remember when we build this, we want something else below. So padding bottom margin, we add a little bit of margin below. .25 pixels because we use ruler to measure. Come back here. Okay, add a little bit of space just in case, There's always something below there. Okay. Okay, and then we want border top and border bottom because here, when we draw, we created some kind of a bevel effect, remember? So we use border to do that. Technically, I can just copy the stuff I have here in the nav container. We also did the same thing. So just copy it from nav container. Paste it here. Control S to save. Reload. Okay, that looks pretty decent, right? If I want more, I can just add some more stuff. We can add another row below if I want this to be look exactly like here. But I think that is good for now. So let's put in the content real quick. And we all know that how to type that. So I'm not going to type here. My video is getting really long. I'm just going to put in the content here. On the left side, I'm going to have a series of links, okay, separated by, so link separated by a line, another link to a page, of course, separated by the line and all that. So Control S to save, come over here, we are going to have links. And those mouse over will work because we changed the stuff on top here. Okay. So those are the links. The right side is the copyright. Okay, 2024, First Presbyterian Church, Singapore, Tennessee, USA. Save your work. Reload. Based on the left side, we wanted to go right side, so we are going to do a simple class called go right. Control S to save, go back to style.css and say my new class is going to go right. Okay, that will work. All right, we finished coding. The only thing we need to do now is to change the navigation here, because this should be a drop-down navigation like the Bootstrap gives us. Okay, but before we do that, let's do a validation real quick. If you have error here, you need to start fixing stuff. All right, HTML is good. CSS is good. Okay. All right, that is a good place to stop. In the next video, the last thing we do is to, where was I? Let me close all this. Is to make this navigation a real drop-down menu. So far, the flow is really nice, right? Okay, so that's the last thing we do. And my video is getting too long, and I see you in the next video. Okay, bye.